I believe in 2025, maybe by the end of 2025, we're gonna have skinny jeans. We are gonna go back to skinny jeans.
Alexis Sunshine 83, it's always sunny here.
Hi friends, today we are going to be going through a couple of articles letting us know what to stop wearing this fall/winter because it is outdated. And my whole point in making this video is to catch any of you that may feel pressured to stop wearing something that you love because an article or video told you it was outdated and that you should buy whatever the new hot and trendy jacket is. And especially as we are getting closer to 2025, there is going to be a plethora of articles and videos telling you to stop wearing things for 2025 and what to buy instead. Also, this is just for fun. I feel like in most cases these articles end up completely roasting my style, and I'm honestly just here for a good time. So yeah, let's just get right into it. The first article we are going through is 4 winter trends that can look a little cheap, and it is pausing long faux fur coats and wearing short pile faux fur coats. And it's not talking about the length of the coat, but instead the actual like faux fur, like the length of the faux fur, so long versus short. And the whole reasoning the editor says that they are wearing instead the short pile faux fur coat is if they get stuck in a downpour, the longer pile faux fur coat ends up matting and just not looking as good long term, whereas the short pile still will look expensive if it gets caught in the rain. And I think long pile, short pile faux fur coat in the rain, honestly even like vintage real fur coat in the rain, just seems like a disaster. So I wouldn't recommend either of them in the rain. And it does remind me of the jacket that if you had seen on TikTok, it was like an uproar. It was literally like the banana fry boot all over again. This like Target faux fur, I think it was a long pile jacket that everyone was like, run to Target. This is the jacket of the season, and the jacket was fine. I am gonna take this as an opportunity to hopefully influence you from buying faux fur or real fur new and instead buy it secondhand. I feel like every single year there's a new faux fur faux shearling jacket that trends, and they're all similar but slightly different enough for people to get influenced to stop wearing the one that they had bought last year and buy whatever the new one is. And with leather jackets, at least in my personal opinion, I feel like there are so many different styles and colors, whereas a faux fur jacket, I feel like a lot of them just look the same. And so, I mean, I don't know. If you like bought like 5 faux fur jackets from the thrift store, at least it's secondhand, but I don't think you necessarily need a bunch of them. I just don't feel like faux fur or real fur jackets are that necessary. Like, do not get me wrong, I think they can be absolutely beautiful, and this is going to be completely dependent on your personal style, but I just don't think they have the same wear. And again, this could just be me and my personal, it probably is because I'm just such a lover of leather jackets, but I just don't feel like you wear them in the same way as a leather jacket. And I feel like the the like Penny Lane faux fur jackets, those ones were really trendy a couple of years ago, and I feel like those just have a really great mix of not just being like a faux fur or a fur, it's like a suede and that, and it's just more interesting than a full-on faux fur coat. I can totally understand that this is an unpopular opinion, and I'm not trying to say to stop wearing or buying your faux fur jackets. That's not the point. That's not the point. I just feel like with every year there being a new faux fur jacket you should buy, I just feel like it's quite unnecessary. And again, $198 for a faux fur jacket. I think this one is directed specifically at me because it says pausing light blue jeans and wearing indigo jeans. And I mean, this outfit, they look amazing. They look amazing. I have no issue with indigo dark blue jeans. I will say though, I'm definitely a lighter wash jean preference. Like, I think I own 2 or 3 pairs of black jeans and then like 2 pairs of a darker wash, and then they're all basically light wash, and none of my darker wash is that dark of a blue as the example photos. I just have never found that they really integrate into my style, even when I'm wearing, like the editor in this says that they tend to wear a lot richer and darker in tone in the winter, and they find that light wash denim just looks tacky and cheap. And I would argue that it creates interest in the outfit, that there's different tones going on. One day you could wear light wash, the next day you can wear dark wash. And I feel like the jeans I'm wearing right now, if you can see, like to me, that's a pretty dark wash. Whereas these like deep indigo okay, actually maybe I have another unpopular opinion. It almost doesn't look like denim to me. I think because I'm so used to kind of something like this, or my lighter wash jeans, and then my black jeans, they just have a different look. Whereas these really, really dark ones just look a little fake to me, even though these Goldie ones look pretty beautiful. But I don't know if I wouldn't go with this wash. I would go for a lighter wash, even during winter or fall where I'm wearing darker tones. I do also feel like wearing a lighter pant sometimes, again with the whole like adding interest to the outfit, but I think it helps break apart in a good way the outfit if it's like dark, dark, dark. Again, love that. But for the days where I'm like, oh, like I kind of like the idea of like each piece of my outfit being a different tone, there's just something about chenille knitwear and its acrylic shiny finish that feels quite outdated now, and yes, can feel very cheap. I recommend investing in knitwear made from natural materials such as wool and cashmere. It'll last longer and make you look inherently more classic and elegant when you wear them. I kind of agree with the sentiment around chenille. I honestly, I don't hate chenille. It does give very 2018. Like I have a very specific outfit in my mind that I'm thinking about that I wore with a chenille sweater, and I think last year I thrifted a chenille sweater at the Goodwill bins and it was really cute. And I also though would argue that it kind of still, in my opinion, kind of still slaps during winter time. Like a deep red one, it kind of reminds me of velvet and the shininess of it, but I think that's just because I kind of like different textures in an outfit, but also wool and cashmere is a different texture and gives off a different look, and I can see how a shininess almost looks plastic, whereas a wool just looks more like hardy. If it was like, okay, Alexa, here's your choice, chenille or wool sweater, which one are you gonna go with? I probably would go with the chenille one because it would have to depend on the texture of the wool, and if I was gonna wear something under it, it almost kind of just like adds this like extra step that I would need to do because I'm so picky. I think most people would say the wool. I can totally admit that, but at ease of wearing and knowing it's gonna be comfortable, I would probably go with the chenille one. Okay, this one I just think is really funny. Pausing broken flimsy umbrellas and instead buying a chic umbrella. And I would agree, don't use a broken flimsy umbrella. Actually, I think investing in an umbrella is kind of the I'm gonna say I'm pro that. I am pro investing in a good umbrella. Also, last year, John and I bought clear umbrellas. Why did it feel life-changing? Because we would go on walks in the rain, and with a normal umbrella, like we couldn't see each other, whereas with the clear umbrella, you can be fully under that and you can see everything. I am pro clear umbrella, good quality clear umbrella. I recommend everyone, not that I'm trying to promote buying something new, but the clear umbrella, one of my favorite things I bought last year. So this one, you know what, who out where? I'm gonna agree with you. Oh my God, except for the 410 Burberry umbrella, no. No. The next article is 8 fall trends I'm eliminating from a closet and their 2024 replacements. I am grouping fall and winter together because in the climate I live in, fall and winter kind of like bleed into each other. And the first one just has a stab in my heart. Cutting out oversized blazers and adding hourglass jackets. Hourglass jackets are replacing my previous affinity for oversized blazers. I love the elegant feel they lend to every look and give a nipped in waist instead of anything too boxy. And I definitely can see the preference for these more like hourglass blazers. I think they look super elegant, but I do feel they give just such a different look than an oversized blazer, and I guess that's kind of the whole point. An oversized blazer just feels so much easier to style day to day, whereas an hourglass one, if I worked somewhere that I needed to wear business attire, I probably would go with an hourglass, or like, yeah, just have like an hourglass blazer to wear here and there just for a different look. Whereas the oversized blazer, I just feel like can be styled in so many different ways in a more casual sense. And I definitely prefer a leather blazer versus a like suit blazer, which I have a suit blazer as well. And it does give a boxy feel, but that's kind of what I love about it. Like, this just wouldn't go with anything I wear. And I have been seeing so many people saying that like they're over the oversized blazers and they're going for this, which again, just a different look. It's so interesting because I think oversized blazers started, and specifically the leather blazer really started gaining traction in 2019, and we are almost 6 years kind of into that. And I feel like in the past, definitely like 6 months, there's been a push kind of against it. And I think that's just the interesting thing about living through, or at least paying attention to an extent to fashion trends, is seeing just like how much they rise and how much they absolutely die. I used to absolutely hate blazers, leather blazers, normal blazers, like absolutely not. I was like, this is so not me. This is so ugly on me. And here I am now with amazing leather blazer that I wear all the time, and I have a pinstripe blazer that I think is also, I have a gray blazer, like who am I? This year we are cutting out puddle jeans and instead adding cuffed jeans. And I did have to Google what a puddle jean was, even with all my love for denim. I had no idea what that was. And it's just literally like a long pair of jeans, kind of like oversized and wide leg, and I guess like puddling over your shoes, and instead going for a cuff. And okay, this may be the one that, actually no, I've said it with almost every, why am I even saying it again? That this is an unpopular opinion, I don't know. I don't like a cuff. I don't like a cuff. I think it's because most of my jeans are more of a straight leg style, so they don't, I mean, when I do a cuff, it reminds me of a mom jean, which is like a good time, but not really fully the style I'm wearing now. And then with a wide leg jean, a cuff, I just really hate it. But I also get it. And I know for all of you that are short, that's like the only way a lot of jeans you can make work is to cuff them. Totally get it. But me personally, I'm okay. Like this, I'm just like, I just want to pull the jean down. Just want to pull that jean down. Oh, here is where they really dig that knife into my heart. Cutting leather blazers and adding distressed leather jackets. I'm not feeling quite as excited as leather blazers. I'm looking into vintage inspired and distressed silhouettes. I just feel like that's a different look. I think my leather blazer, it's just, to me, it's such a core and such a classic, but I also then have different leather jackets that, I mean, they're not really distressed. I wouldn't really say that's necessarily my look, but yeah, I think you can get so many secondhand, like worn leather jackets. So I recommend doing that. But a lot of these were like bomber style. So like going for a bomber leather jacket versus a blazer leather jacket, which again just gives a different look. And I personally own both. I feel like they both have a reason. Cutting pleated mini skirts and adding full skirts, which the person had said that they haven't touched their pleated mini skirt in a year, so it's time to get rid of it and go for voluminous midi styles that pair well with flat sneakers and mules. I feel like winter, depending on your weather, is actually the great time for both style of skirts, but the mini skirt, like you can put with some black tights, some boots. You can also do the same with a longer skirt. I just think it's dependent on the outfit you're wanting to create. I will say I do have a conflicting feeling on pleated miniskirts. I had said goodbye to a plaid pleated miniskirt that I thrifted at the Goodwill bins a couple of years ago that was plaid, and I love plaid so much, but as a pleated miniskirt, it is just more of a preppy style that it wasn't. I think it was still cute, and I have like a longer version that I like a lot better and kind of gives more of the look that I'm wanting to go for. But similar to the plaid pleated miniskirt is then just pleated skirts in general. I feel like they have had such a journey since honestly 2014 of like being super trendy, not super trendy. And I recently saw this outfit with a gray pleated miniskirt and I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. I've personally owned black pleated miniskirts, white pleated miniskirts, and they just never worked for me personally. And I saw the gray one and I was like, oh my gosh, I need this. And I'm usually pretty good about not getting like super influenced, but like this particular one, I was like, I need this. I went onto the website and I was like, oh, like, I think I should buy it. It would go with everything I own. And I took a step back and I was like, Alexa, you just said goodbye to a pleated miniskirt. Yes, maybe the plaid part kind of took it over the edge into a preppy style that wasn't really you, but it was still a pleated miniskirt. And if you liked the pleated miniskirt style, wouldn't you have kept that? And I was able to de-influence myself. So for me, I'm just not super into the pleated miniskirt like I have been, and that's totally okay. But I still kind of love like maybe a longer pleated skirt. But I also still love the pleated miniskirt. Like again, that outfit, it's still in my mind. I still think it is so cute. I just think it's really about you and what you actually wear. Cutting knit dresses and adding defined waist dresses. I'm going to admit that I think I do like a drop waist. I've never tried a drop waist. Maybe I have, but I haven't been able to like properly try this out fully, but I do think it's a really cool silhouette. I am not a lover of knit dresses. That's just me personally. Knit skirts and knit dresses just like always feel very odd on me, but I think they're amazing during winter. I feel like that's such a staple for fall and winter. So keep wearing your knit dresses. I am skipping some that I have like zero opinion or thoughts on. And this was the next one that I did have a thought on, which is cutting wide leg pants and adding cigarette trousers. I believe in 2025, maybe by the end of 2025, we're gonna have skinny jeans. We are gonna go back to skinny jeans, or like skinny jeans are gonna be pushed, which is again just so silly funny. I feel like I'm already seeing people lean more back into a straight leg jean style, which I think is my personal preference, but I also have some wide leg jeans that are also very cute. It's just a different look. But as like a cigarette trouser, which also is kind of similar to a straight leg in a way, a little bit tighter, this is going to push into skinny jean territory. I feel like none of us thought skinny jeans would ever come back, but also we never thought low-rise jeans would necessarily come back. So mark my words, skinny jeans 2025. Onto the last article, which is I'm a fashion editor. 8 trends I'm buying for fall and 8 I'm skipping. There has been so much overlap with a lot of the things I said from like different articles, and one of them was about leopard print, about buying leopard print and skipping, in this case, a gingham print. And I do think we are similar to bows, which I love a bow still, but you can't lie, it went a little far, specifically with like fast fashion brand. Like once they got their little hands on it, everyone was like, bows are out. And I think that's gonna happen with leopard print. Although leopard print for the people that is not a trend is a neutral for them. And so like it'll continue to exist. And like leopard print will forever rise and fall. Animal print in general will forever rise and fall. That's why secondhand, there's so much leopard print, but so many articles were like, I want leopard print accessories, shoes, pants, top. And I feel like leopard and gingham print is so different. Like I would definitely agree that gingham is definitely a spring summer, but also I think paired with darker pieces and layering can really work for winter time. I do feel like with a very big push of just all the different leopard print that it's going to be something that this website in a year from now is going to be like, goodbye leopard print. We are into I've been seeing deer fabric or pattern being like starting to be a trend. So we're over leopard print. We're now into deer print. This next one is kind of funny because the thing that they are skipping is something that I'm just getting into, and that is buying large scarves to swaddle and skipping skinny scarves. I wouldn't say I'm like super into itty bitty skinny scarves, but also I kind of am. That is kind of on my thrift wish list right now. And it's taking me definitely a couple of years to get into scarves, and I think because I've been finding more inspiration through like 90s fashion for scarves and like skinny scarves, and so that's where I kind of lean towards, whereas the large scarves to swaddle honestly would probably be such a dream for if you live somewhere really cold. It feels like a little blanket on yourselves, but I feel like it's, yeah, just not really me. It's like the chicest way to wear the fall pieces is draped and swaddled dramatically, and that does look pretty chic to me. I think I would agree that like a large scarf like this looks a little bit chicer than a skinny scarf, but I'm not going for chic, honestly. I would never describe my style as classic and chic. Alrighty, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of them. And I had done this video back at the beginning of 2021, and it was so interesting to rewatch it and see what things the articles got incorrect and that they ended up being like really trendy, but also even my personal opinion. I think one of them, I was talking about loafers and I was like, oh, like I think the style's cool, but it's like not really my thing. Skip to almost 4 years later, and my favorite pair of shoes are my Doc Marten loafers. And so it's gonna be really cool to then rewatch this video and just see how, you know, again, my opinion can completely change, but then also just like the trends and fashion magazines opinions, how they compare to actually what ends up trending. And yeah, I obviously have my own opinions on fashion, on what I like and what I don't like, and sometimes I share them, but again, my whole purpose is to never like make it seem like, well, then you shouldn't also wear it. It's more like, this is just me personally, and I again am team hating certain fashion. I think it's actually super crucial for you to know what type of styles, colors, silhouettes, patterns, textures that you hate, because it greatly helps you not make regretful purchases, but also then helps you figure out what you actually like. I just think, again, when I think of like last year, at the end of last year, it was like 10 things you should stop wearing for 2024, and again, that's gonna probably happen again. And there's things that I have stopped wearing that I just don't personally love anymore, and you could also say, oh, it's because it's outdated now, that's why you don't wear it. And we get influenced in ways, I don't know, the fashion trends are just can be such a like back and forth kind of argument, and obviously like how fast the trend cycle moves. I always like to look at it in a like secondhand fashion type of lens and more thrifting and getting similar things, not exact things. If you would like to see my face again, then you can hit subscribe right down below. Also follow me on Instagram, which is alexandrai83, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!